Hello and welcome to the Redox Connection, where we discuss about our extraordinary, beautiful bodies and we learn how to take care of our overall well-being. I'm Liana, and I just love inspiring and assisting others tap into their full potential, body, mind, soul. With us today, Dr. Ray Dixon. Hello, Dr. Ray Dixon. How are
Hello.
you today?
Oh, wonderful. Lovely morning, sunshine, Phuket. What more could you ask for?
Great. Dr. Ray Dixon, chiropractor, naturopath with more than 40 years of practice and one of the world's first redox educators, today will guide us into a very, very important topic, and that is our immune system. So, Dr. Ray, tell us more. What is this immune system and why is it so important?
Very interesting topic. I taught anatomy and physiology for 16 years in Melbourne, Australia. I currently live in Phuket, Thailand. And I love all systems. I love the human body. But some systems sort of stand out a little. And the immune system is one of those. Essentially, it's there designed to protect you. It's in a nutshell, your defense system. And in fact, when we taught this to biology Bachelor of Science degree students, it was always taught in 3 steps. First line of defense, second line of defense, third line of defense. Okay. Your first line of defense, because I want to keep this simple for everyone, but it's really interesting, is the obvious, the protective barriers to prevent microbes and other things gaining access to your body. You know, microbes can be viruses, bacteria, fungi, for example. So obviously the obvious one everyone knows is the skin. But of course you've got eyelashes, you've got hair, you've got eyebrows, you've got tears, lacrimation, which has antibodies in it, immunoglobulin A. Immunoglobulins are antibodies. You know, you've got your mucous membranes. So if you look inside your mouth, you've got a mucous membrane protective barrier traveling all the way from the mouth to the anus, right through the digestive system. In fact, when I used to teach this, I used to say, you're really not inside the body until you get into the blood or the lymphatic system. So in your mouth passing through the digestive system, you've not really entered the body proper at that point. So there's a whole lot of first lines of defense, but just think barriers, tears, saliva. Yeah. Also has immunoglobulins, antibodies within it. And so your second line is when you actually enter the body proper. That means you've broken the skin surface, or you've entered the blood or the lymphatic system. So you've gained access from the gut, the GI tract, and you've entered the body. Well, second and third lines of defense are different, but they are activated to protect you at the same time. Because when you're in, you're in. Second line of defense has a number of components. Fever is one, because it helps prevent microbes from replicating. Inflammation is another. And there are a lot of white blood cells, which I won't break into too much detail, that are phagocytic or phagocytes, like neutrophils and monocytes. These are white blood cell categories. Second line, this is not third line yet. So there's a number of things. There's also natural killer lymphocytes, which is another very powerful weapon that the human body has to attack microbes as well as rogue cells. But you're not yet third line, but at the same time, simultaneous, these activate. Second and third line activate simultaneously. Your third line is what most people hear about, antibodies particularly. Now, antibodies get a pretty big rap. The fact is they're only half of the equation. Of the third line, they're only half of the equation. There's one called natural cytotoxic T killer lymphocytes, which are extraordinarily powerful, equal any day to antibodies. Antibodies actually are not cells. They are actually, the other name is immunoglobulins, but they are made by cells. So they're made by B lymphocytes as opposed to T lymphocytes. Now, T lymphocytes are fascinating. They're very powerful against any intracellular infection. So viruses are an intracellular pathogen. They don't live outside your cells. They go in, capture your DNA. That's where the cytotoxic T killer cells are the most powerful. So all this emphasis on antibodies is a little overrated. It's true, but it's overrated and it's half the story. Antibodies attack outside the cells, not inside the cells. So when a cell is badly compromised, whether it be an infection or whether it's a rogue cell, mutant cell, that you don't want becoming tumorous and out of control, it is actually the cytotoxic T kill cells, lymphocytes, and natural killer lymphocytes that do the greatest protecting and killing of those rogue aberrant cells. So that's just an overview. There is much more immune system. I can assure you, you can do a degree on the immune system and a master's thesis and a PhD thesis, but that's the quick overview. So it's your defense system.
Right. And obviously, we've heard a lot about this. This is a topic that's been going around for these last 2 years a lot. So my second question would actually be, what can we do to strengthen our immune system to get it functioning well? Because if it's our defense line, we want to have that defense well weaponed and ready.
Would work it the other way. I would actually say what compromises your immune system.
Okay.
What actually damages the immune system so that it is not as effective. And that's all the things that people on the call know are not good for your health. If it's good for your health, it's not good for your immune system. So if you're living on a poor quality diet, if you're exposed to molds and toxins, insecticides and pesticides, heavy metals, if you don't get good nutrition, if you don't get adequate sleep, if you burn the candle at both ends, in other words, excessive amounts of stress, you know, these all will compromise your immune system. So now turn that around to answer your question. How do I help my immune system? Well, fix all of the above, which get adequate sleep, get healthy amounts of exercise, you know, look at your personality type. You know, there are those who can be relaxed and work hard, and there are those who work hard and they just stress. Well, you need to manage that stress. So whether that be yoga or Tai Chi, or whether it be martial arts or kung fu and karate, or whether it's playing squash, you have to find your exercise medium that helps to create a relaxed space in between your ears. Counter the pressures that we often put ourselves under. You know, taking supplements is a good idea. You know, when I was in my early years of practice, I used to constantly hear from the medical fraternity, oh, those naturopaths just create expensive urine by giving you supplements that are totally unnecessary. My, has that not changed? Yeah? That has completely changed. I knew that when I was 22, but the whole allopathic medical fraternity has long now waken up to the fact that no, you can't always get everything you need in your diet. And with people indulging in way too much sugar, you know, too much caffeine, which can deplete you. It's a diuretic. You can wash out water-soluble vitamins in the urine. You know, when you get an inadequate supply, you know, food has been over-processed. The soils have been overutilized and depleted. So there's a lot of things factoring in to not getting the 50 essential nutrients that the human body needs. And it's a wise person that basically covers the basics with some supplements to help You don't have to go crazy. We're not talking mega doses, but just to help top up what you may not be getting in your diet. We've all heard a lot about vitamin D recently, but these are all they're all important. You know, all nutrients are important, and rest assured, they will all, in varying degrees of ways, affect your immunity. It doesn't matter whether it's zinc or selenium or vitamin C or vitamin D. And rest assured, equally, there's a lot they don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot they don't. So a healthy diet's a good place. Learning to be relaxed. I was fortunate that I began my yoga journey when I was 18. So techniques from a very young age, I'm 66, 67 in a couple of months, to manage stress between my ears. So I don't really stress that much, and yet I work hard, and I have for many years. And that allows you to do even more and to get more done because you don't burn out.
Right.
You don't tired and depleted. So clean water, clean food, learn to manage your stress are the most critical things. And, you know, that blue bottle behind me supplements the body with an extraordinary product known as redox signaling molecules, which profoundly enhances the body's lines of defense.
Right, which is exactly the redox connection that we're talking about as the foundation of life, and everything runs on them. So how fortunate we are now that we can actually replenish something that is native to the body. That was absolutely incredible. Thank you. So many little important notes that I've learned just in this little chat with you right now. I know that we could be spending hours on this topic, and we will, as we will pick it up in different times as we go along. But for now, we've just got to say thank you for bringing in this information. And we just want
Did you want to cover the autoimmune disease issues?
No, I would love to do that, but maybe we can do it in another episode. What do you think?
Well, I can do the introduction now. It's up to you, whichever way you want to do it. You can do it as an entire session unto itself, but it would fit very, very nicely into what we've just discussed. So I would advise everyone, if we do it separately, to listen to this first.
Yes.
Then listen to the autoimmune issues.
Because that I think that would be a way to go ahead, because I know that there's going to be so much just in that topic. Isn't that correct, Dr. Ray? On the autoimmune.
About that immune system we've just been talking about, working against healthy cells.
Yeah, brilliant. So let's do that. Let's close it off here and then invite you all to come back and listen to the other episodes as we go along on this topic, because it is so important. And just remember that healthy cells, healthy you, happy you. And we look forward to hearing your comments. Share it with people that could be interested. The immune system is such a foundational part of our systems, and we do want to get out the word out there. We can actually take care of ourselves and support this defense line in a magical way. So wishing you all well. See you in the next episodes. Thanks, Dr. Ray, and we'll jump into another call later on. Thank you.